Every time you send a transaction on a blockchain, you're stepping into a marketplace. But you're not bidding on coins. You're bidding for something way more valuable, a tiny slice of digital space. But what if I told you that this entire system, the whole idea of gas fees, is fundamentally broken from the inside out? Today, we're going to tear it down and see exactly why. Right, think of it like this. Every single block has a limited amount of room. Your transaction is literally competing against everyone else's for a spot in that block. It's digital real estate. And just like real-world real estate, when things get busy, the prices go absolutely bananas. We are all bidders in a constant 24/7 high-stakes auction. And this is where it gets interesting. The system we all use today, EIP 1559, was supposed to be the fix for all that chaos. It promised us fair, predictable prices. But lurking just beneath the surface are two massive, deep-seated flaws that are quietly undermining the whole thing. Okay, so to really get what's happening now, we've got to look back at how we even got here. We're going to trace the journey from the total chaos of the old fee markets to this supposedly civilized system we have today, and pinpoint exactly where the cracks started to appear. For the longest time, we were living in the Wild West. It was this thing called a first price auction. You'd basically just guess a fee, throw it out there, and pray it was enough to get in, but not so much that you were overpaying by like 100 times. It was a complete mess. Then in 2021, EIP 1559 rolls out, promising this nice, stable, posted price for everybody. But that beautiful dream is now running into a very harsh reality. So, how does this EIP 1559 thing actually work? Well, it's a two-part deal. First, you've got the base fee. The network itself figures this out based on how congested it is. And here's the key. That fee gets burned. Poof, gone forever. This was supposed to keep everyone honest. Then, on top of that, you add a priority fee, which is basically a tip for the validator to, notice you and put you at the front of the line. The whole goal was to stop validators from jacking up prices for their own benefit. And look, for the average person, it did feel way better. No more wild guessing games, right? But what looked like a nice, clean fix on the surface was actually just papering over two much bigger problems buried in the economic DNA of the market. Let's dig into the first one. So here it is, crisis number one. The system is unbelievably wasteful. It makes this huge fundamental error of treating every single kind of computer resource as if it's the same thing. And it charges one single price for all of them. This is the perfect way to understand it. Imagine you go to a gym, and there's just one flat entry fee for everything. Now, the treadmills are totally packed, so the gym manager decides to jack up the price for everybody, even for the people who just want to use the completely empty squat racks. It makes no sense, right? But that is exactly how our gas market works today. You are paying a premium for one thing just because something else is popular. See, a blockchain is really juggling at least three different resources. You've got CPU for all the calculations, bandwidth for moving data around, and storage, often called state growth. And that last one is the most dangerous because it permanently makes the blockchain bigger and harder to run. By mushing them all together under one price tag called gas, the most congested resource ends up setting the price for everything, which creates this massive economic waste where value just disappears. Okay, so the system is wasteful. Big deal. But it gets so much worse. We're moving beyond simple inefficiency and into a massive security flaw. We're talking about an extortion mechanism that's baked right into the design of EIP 1559. This is the hidden backdoor. Now, to really wrap your head around this, we need a new term, off-chain influence proofness, or just off-CIP. It's actually a pretty simple test. A fee market is off-CIP if a validator can't make more money by holding a secret backroom auction on the side. In other words, is the official price you see on chain the real price, or is there another hidden price? So here's the million-dollar question. Does this system that practically the entire crypto world relies on, EIP 1559, does it actually pass this basic security check? No, not even close. It fundamentally fails. And this right here is the huge plot twist in this whole story. The very system designed to make fees fair has a vulnerability to extortion built right into its core. And the crazy part is how simple the attack is. A validator can just announce to the world, hey, pay me a bribe directly, off-chain, or I will ignore your transaction. And because the main base fee gets burned anyway, the validator loses nothing by censoring you. So what do? You pay the bribe. The validator then pockets your on-chain tip and the off-chain bribe, making the whole posted price a complete lie and dragging the auction back into the shadows. All right, so that's pretty bad. We've got two giant problems: this crazy efficiency trap and a hidden backdoor for extortion. But the good news is, some really smart people are working on two equally brilliant solutions to fix both of them. Let's tackle that efficiency trap first. The solution here isn't just some theory cooked up in a lab. It has actually been deployed and tested on Ethereum mainnet, and frankly, the results are pretty mind-blowing. The fix is called multidimensional pricing, and the first taste we got of it was EIP 4844, better known as proto-dank sharding. What it did was genius. It created a totally separate fee market just for a new kind of resource called blob data, which is what Layer 2s use most. And just like that, for the first time ever, the price of data was completely separate from the price of computation. And the result? The moment EIP 4844 went live, transaction fees for Layer 2 rollups plunged by over 90%. Why? Because their data transactions weren't fighting for space against high-priced DeFi trades anymore. They were finally free from paying a premium for the gym's empty squat rack. This is stone-cold proof that multidimensional pricing works. Okay, that's a massive win. Huge. But it only solves one of our two problems. We still have that deeper, scarier issue of the hidden backdoor. How on earth do you stop validators from running these little side hustle auctions when they can talk to anyone they want off-chain? Well, the answer isn't in economics, it's in cryptography. The solution is called a cryptographic auction. Here's how it works. You submit your transaction, but your bid, your fee, is encrypted. The validator sees the transactions but has no idea how much you're willing to pay. They have to choose which ones to include completely blind. Only after the block is locked in does a secure protocol reveal all the bids and figure out the fees. It's brilliant. If a validator can't see who the big spenders are, they can't extort them. Their best strategy is just to be honest. So, let's put this all together. We've seen the problems, we've seen the solutions. What does the actual future market for this precious digital space look like? This table really sums up our whole journey. The old auctions, terrible user experience. EIP 1559, better UX, but as we've seen, it fails on efficiency and robustness. Multidimensionality gives us amazing efficiency and a great experience, but it still has that same backdoor problem. And finally, cryptographic auctions give us incredible security and robustness, but they're complex and don't really fix the efficiency problem on their own. So it's pretty clear, right? The path forward isn't choosing one of these over the others. It's about creating a hybrid. We need to combine the incredible efficiency of multidimensional pricing with the rock-solid security of cryptographic auctions. That is how we finally build a market for digital space that is both incredibly efficient and truly fair. And all this leads us to this really powerful idea from the research. Cryptography must eat the mempool. The mempool is that chaotic waiting room for transactions. And what this really means is that we can't just tweak the economics anymore. To truly fix these deep problems and secure the future of these decentralized economies, we have to fundamentally change how information itself flows through the system, using the power of cryptography to enforce fairness where simple market rules just can't.